Above average entrepreneur India Russell here, back with another thought-provoking video. Yes, today we are talking about the 10 most expensive habits that you may have or have had in your lifetime. And the good thing about these expensive habits is that they cost us nothing to change them. It's free to change our mind, to change how we move, to change how we act, to change how we talk. So even though these habits are costing you money right now, it costs you nothing to change them, and in return you'll get an ROI on your investment. Our ROI is a return on your investment. So if you want to get some money back in your pocket just for changing something that costs you nothing, listen up. So let's just jump right into it. The first one would be letting groceries go to waste. Now, how many people do we know that does this? Millions of people. And the reason why we do that is because we'll go grocery shopping, and then on our way home, we're driving, we stop, we pick out takeout, either because we're too tired, we don't have the time, we couldn't cook earlier, whatever the case may be. Usually it's because we don't have the time, or we're just too tired to cook the groceries that we bought, which in the long run costs us money. So in order to work on that, you can start to meal prep, you can cook earlier, or you can actually schedule your cooking into your day. Because if you schedule it in, it'll be something that you need to get done, something that you need to check off that list. So that's an expensive habit that's costing you money, and we want to fix that. So number 2 would be diluting yourself of leftovers. Now, this is conveniently under number 1 because we go to the grocery store and we buy all these groceries, but we waste them because we still spend our money on takeout. And then leftovers usually happens because people cook a big meal and then we'll box it up and say that we're going to eat this tomorrow for lunch. But the problem is not everyone wants to have dinner for lunch. So in order to save you money, you might want to make smaller portions of the meals that you're cooking the night before, so that way you eat what you eat and there's no leftovers. That saves you money. Or you can make 2 meals in one day. That way you're eating your meal for today, and then you have a whole new meal tomorrow for lunch. So we're not wasting food, we're keeping smaller portions, and we're keeping more money in our pockets. Number 3 would be telling yourself, I deserve this purchase. This is a very big, expensive habit for a lot of people. And if you are shopping or you're just out and about and you see something that you want, maybe not need, but want, if you want to purchase that, just ask yourself these 2 questions before you make this purchase. Have I saved up for this over time? And did I build this into my budget? If so, then pat yourself on the back and have at it. If not, it's time to find a new reward. So number 4 would be waiting to save money. This one is very imperative. Why? Because if you're postponing saving money because you think it'll be easier in the future, it's a trap. It's not easier to save money in the future or in the past. It's easier to start today. Start where you are. So start small rather than putting it off altogether. That way you're building in increments. Very good thing to adapt. It's a very good thing to stop waiting to save. Start saving where you are with what you have. Number 5 would be losing receipts. Now, we're living in digital times. The internet, going paperless, has made this very, very easy for people to do. And you're actually throwing away hundreds, if not thousands of dollars because your receipts can be tax write-offs. Some examples would be your registration, your medical bills, anytime you give or donate to charity. So keep your receipts or keep your digital stuff somewhere. Make a separate file so that these are your receipts that you can give to your tax preparer when it's tax time to get that same money that you're putting out back. Label it, putting in an envelope for safekeepings or a safe file on your computer for safekeepings. Number 6 would be throwing away perfectly good items. Now, this is imperative because one man's trash is another man's treasure. We've all heard that phrase before. So if you're going to want to get rid of items, the number one thing that you might want to do is thinking about reselling it. Sell it online, on any social platform, whether it be Facebook, Amazon, eBay. Sell it online, get some money for the same money that you spent. Don't throw away your money. Get something back. Get an ROI, even if it's a percentage. You need to be putting some money back into your pocket because you spent money. You didn't just get that personal item for free. If you're too lazy to do that, or you just don't have the time, or you think that is too much, then an easier solution for you would be to just donate it to charity. You can even call them. They'll just come pick it up right at your door. No work, no effort, no money back in your pocket, but it's still better than throwing it away. So with that being said, we're going to move on to the next one, which would be shopping to increase happiness. Now, this also goes with telling yourself, I deserve this purchase, but this is totally separate because a lot of people use shopping as an energy booster, as a mood booster. You're going to go buy something so that you can feel better. You had a bad day. You had an out with your boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever it may be. So you want to find a way to increase your happiness. So you call it retail therapy. But the problem with retail therapy is it's just a cute, fancy term. And we have to get more realistic. We have to live in the now. You know, we have to stop doing lies versus truth. Retail therapy is just a fancy term for overspending your money, dangerous overspending your money that you don't have. So what I like to do, I heard a quote about 3 years ago, and it has helped me drastically on spending for things that I really don't need, just impulsive shopper, or in the moment I see it, I want it. This quote helped me, so I hope it helps somebody else. Listen carefully. He or she who buys what they do not need are in fact stealing from themselves. Do you hear how imperative that is? If you're buying something that in fact you really do not need, you want it just because you see it or it's on impulse or whatever the case may be, if you buy it and you really don't need it, you're actually stealing from yourself. So think about that the next time you see something and I want. Think about these things that I'm telling you. Moving on to the next one. Ignoring your credit and bank statements. Again, paperless has made this way too easy for us to do. It's important to keep up with your credit card and bank statements because it's way too easy for us not to look at it. Most people are scared. They're too afraid to look at their own bank statements and their own credit card statements because they don't really want to keep up with how much they're spending, because they know that what they're spending, they're not getting it back. So they're afraid to look into their bank accounts. They're afraid to look at their low funds. And if you're trying to level up in life, if you're trying to build your bank account, you can't run away from it. So you have to get real with yourself, real with reality. Another reason why you want to keep up with that is because you may be overspending on a purchase, or you may still be being billed for something that you no longer even use. So it's imperative to keep up with your bank and credit card statement so you know where your money is going, how much you have of it, and how to maintain it and grow it so that you're not just spending. Moving on, number 9 would be buying expensive equipment or gear for any new hobby that you may have had or conquered up. Now, this is very important because I'm not saying that it's anything wrong with starting something new. It's always a great thing to start something new, learn something new. I'm just saying that you can start something new, learn something new without having to spend the money, without having to go all out. You can still learn, you can still get the juice. So think about renting or finding used equipment. So even if you have to come out of your pocket, you're not going broke to learn a new hobby or new skill. Another reason why you want to do that is because what if you spend all this money on your new hobby or a new skill that you're trying to acquire and you may not even like it? You may not even want to pursue it out or continue to learn it all the way through. So now you just wasted tons of dollars when you could have just did it for free or did it at the lowest cost possible. So always keep that in gear. Reuse, or use items. There are nothing wrong with used items. And number 10 would be the icing on the cake, which would be comparing ourselves to others. This is costing you thousands, if not millions of dollars, even if you may not be a millionaire over a lifetime. This is causing you a lot of money. Listen to me clearly. Unless you are in the same position as that person that you're comparing yourself to, there is no way that you can understand or know what someone can or cannot afford. So there's no reason to waste any time or energy in comparing yourself, whether they have a nice fancy house or car than you. You don't know where in life they are at in their lives. You don't know what they had to get it. Maybe they have a trust fund. Maybe they have somebody paying for it. Maybe they have a sugar daddy, sugar mama. You don't know. So unless you know that person, unless you're in their same position, unless you're in their same steps, you see their bank account or whatever the case may be, you cannot continue to compare yourself to people that you don't know their situation, you don't know their struggles. Because a lot of people are living outside their means. A lot of people are coming out the house looking like $1 million and don't have a buck in the bank. So it's imperative to stop comparing yourselves to others. And just remember that we all have bad spending habits. We all are bad with money. A lot of us have not had the money education. We don't know what to do with money. A lot of us lack when it comes to the money foundation. So just know that we all have the bad habits, but we all can start trimming off a few of the bad habits and developing good habits as we go along. So with that being said, those are the 10 most expensive habits that I'm sure that everyone can relate to or have had, because maybe you've trimmed a few off the top and you're replacing them and developing more better skills that are going to enhance your lifestyle, to actually make you make more money in the long run than to just keep wasting money. You know, we can learn how to get better for free. I can't stress that enough. So again, this is your girl, India Russell, your above average entrepreneur, back with another thought-provoking video. Remember, I only vibrate on high frequency concepts. So with that being said, I will catch you in the next thought-provoking video. And remember that anybody can get better. Will you get better?